Hello, and thanks for joining us today here for a fun instructional yoga session. I'm Michelle Warren.
And I'm Morgan Engels. We are both professional yoga instructors. I teach at Saffron Yoga Center in Bayview.
I also teach at Saffron Yoga Center as well as Yama Yoga in Milwaukee. We are going to be teaching you some basic yoga moves to get you ready for some fun yoga exercises. Morgan's going to be lowering herself down onto the mat, coming into a tabletop position. Shoulders are directly above the wrists, knees are in line with the hips and hip width apart. We're going to take ourselves into some cat-cow. So on an inhale, Morgan's going to round into the back, releasing the head, tucking the tailbone, allowing her head to hang, and really rounding into the spine, creating some flexibility. On an inhale, bringing her heart forward, lifting her head, coming into cat, opening the chest, exhaling, rounding into the spine. Once again, this allows us to create some heat, some space, some flexibility in through the vertebrae of the spine, as well as to begin to heat and warm the hips and the pelvis. Feel free to allow your body to move freely with your breath as your breath begins to deepen. After she's finished with this last round, Morgan's going to return herself into flat back. From here, curling her toes under. Inhaling, pressing up off of the knees, bringing herself into a plank. Lowering heels towards the mat, she allows her body to come into one straight line of energy, parallel with the floor. She's going to go ahead and begin to lower herself down, preparing for cobra, releasing onto the knees, keeping elbows in close to the sides of the body. Coming all the way down onto the tops of the feet, rooting into the palms of the hands, inhaling, gently pressing up into a baby cobra. As her elbows are in, she lifts the heart, draws shoulder blades down the upper back, roots into the tops of the thighs, as well as grounding tailbone down towards the edge of the mat. From here, curling the toes under once again, inhaling, very slowly allowing herself to press up into a downward dog, leading with her sit bones. Once in downward dog, completely releasing the head, Morgan allows her fingers to spread nice and wide, grounding down from her forearms into the hands, allowing the upper arms to outwardly rotate. Drawing shoulder blades down the upper back, away from the ears towards the hips, and extending length down the back of the legs as she lowers her heels towards the floor, lifting the kneecaps, allowing the outer thighs to hug the bones as the inner thighs draw closer towards each other. From here, on an inhale, Morgan's going to begin to walk her feet in towards her hands, bringing herself into a flat back as she inhales, hands to shins, lengthening into the upper body, keeping the back of the neck soft, the gaze soft, and exhaling, folding forward, allowing her upper body to hang as she begins to release and let go. Feel free to keep a slight bend in your knees here as the back of the legs are usually tight. Once again, inhaling, bringing her hands to her shins, returning into a flat back, a long spine, straight line of energy from tailbone all the way up the back beyond the crown of the head. Exhaling, folding forward, Morgan will reframe her feet, and on an inhale, step 1 foot back at a time, returning into a plank position. Lowering her heels towards the mat, allowing her whole body to lengthen, beginning to return herself back down onto her knees into a tabletop position. From here, we're going to return into a couple cat-cow on an inhaling, rounding into the back, releasing the head, tucking the tailbone, allowing herself to press up into the cat portion, beginning to release her belly towards the mat as she brings her chest through the arms, lifting the heart, softening the gaze, allowing the shins and the tops of the feet to release into the floor. Once again, rounding into the back, allow yourself to begin to really feel space in through each of the vertebrae, in through the spine as you release your head, letting go of any tensions in through the back of the neck, and then returning into a tabletop position. From here, Morgan's going to release down into a child's pose, allowing her knees to open up towards the edge of the mat, pressing her sit bones back towards her heels, extending her arms long in front of the body. Feel free as you root into the fingertips to lift the palms of the hands up off of the mat, to begin to walk your fingertips away from the rest of the body as you move deep and through the upper body, lifting the chest up off of the ribs, lengthening to the sides of the belly. And again, resisting your sit bones down towards the edge of the mat, lengthening. Feel free to release back down into the forearms, into the elbows, and allow yourself to settle into child's pose. When you're ready, you can gently begin to press yourself up, slowly, being mindful of the back of the neck. And return yourself into a comfortable seated position. And now that you know how to do these few yoga moves, you are now ready for the next part of this video.
Feel free to follow along and do the moves as you see them on the TV. Hope to see you in the studio. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to Hatha Yoga. Here you will find out how to do basic yoga moves. Let's have fun! First, make sure you have plenty of open space and start off standing up. Inhale, right arm up, go past the midline of the body. Exhale, breath down. Other side. Inhale, breath up. Exhale, breath down. Arms together. Inhale, breath up. Exhale, breath down. Let's do that again. Inhale, breath up. Reaching energy to the ceiling and exhale, breath down. Inhale, breath up. Exhale all the way down. Chin to chest, roll it up. Both hands up to the ceiling, lengthening from the spine. And exhale, breath all the way down. Bend the knees, press through the heels, lift up through the torso, bringing it all the way back up. Inhale, breath up, palms together, and arch. Crescent moon to the right. Crescent moon to the left. Bring your hands toward the center. Go back into a squat. On your next exhale breath, bring your left elbow over to the right knee. Take a nice inhale breath, and on the exhale, bring it down, catching your breath, and balance. Take another inhale breath, and on the exhale breath, bring that left elbow up, looking up to the ceiling. And exhale breath back to center. Press through the heels and lift up and arch. Crescent moon to the right, pressing your weight into the left foot. And over. As you bring your hands in, draw the arms down. Go back into a squat. Bring your left elbow over to your right knee. Now take your right hand all the way behind, reaching out over the opposite hip. Looking up to the ceiling, looking over the shoulder. Bring your right elbow over to the side, bringing that left arm all the way up and reaching behind your back towards the opposite hip, opening up that left shoulder. Pull up through your abdominal muscles, pulling all the way up. Inhale, breath up, palms together, and arch. And crescent moon to the right. This time we're going to open up the arms. Energy flowing out your fingertips, bringing it back to center. Arms together, opposite side. Do some shoulder rolls to loosen up a bit. From here, step forward with your right foot. You're on the ball of your foot in the back. Now adjust your hips to the front and shoulders to the front. Hands down by your sides. A gentle knee bend, but don't let it touch the floor, coming right back up. Now pressing that heel down to the floor, you should have heel-to-heel alignment. The front knee is bent. Lift your energy up from your belly to your sternum bone, up to your fingertips. Exhale breath, releasing the arms down. Reaching behind you, touching both of your elbows. Take a nice inhale breath by lifting the front of your body. Exhale with a forward fold about halfway down. Take another exhale breath, bring it down slightly lower, keeping that front leg back and keeping pressure on that back heel. On the exhale, extend from the hips up. Lift all the way up. Now reach back again. Grab each elbow, lift up through the front of the body. Exhale, forward fold. Release the shoulders and arms. If you have a yoga block, you can use it as a support, or you can just touch the ground. Left hand down to the floor. Open up your shoulders, chest, and arm all the way to the ceiling. Take it all the way back down so you have hand, foot, and hand alignment. Step back 2 to 3 inches, bend the knee, let it touch, and come right back up. Stretch, chin towards your knees, and stretch. On the exhale, start working your hands forward and place the foot on the floor. And go back into low lunge. from here, take your right leg back, all the way back, so you're in table pose. Take the right leg out, toes towards the front of the room. Bring your right arm up, so you have your chest, shoulder, and arm up to the ceiling. On your next exhale, bring it back down. Now we are going to do thread the needle. Lowering that shoulder down to the floor, reaching towards your foot. Your forehead should be on the floor as you're reaching out with that right arm. Draw the right hand in, press it under your shoulder, draw that leg all the way back up. Now lift up your right hand toward the ceiling. Bring the arm down, bring the knee in. Open up the knees a little bit. And now push all the way back into child's pose. Now walk the hands to the right side. Walk the hands back to the center. And then over to the right. And back to the center again. Lift up from here, tuck your toes under, walk your hands back so you balance on the balls of your feet. Press your heels down into the floor. Exhale breath, hands down to the knees. Lift your hips up, press to the floor, and come right back up. Now we're going to try it on the other side. Step forward with your left leg. Feet towards the front. Down, down, and up, and up. Pivot on the back of the foot, pressing the heel into the floor. Exhale, breath up, energy to the ceiling. Exhale, breath, release. Reach back and grab your elbows. Exhale, breath, forward fold. And lift right back up. Lift up through the shoulders and arms. Bend that front knee. Exhale, breath, forward fold. Right hand next to the ankle, open up to the side, with your left hand to the ceiling. Exhale breath, take your arms down. Step back a couple of inches. Bring the knee down, and up, and straighten. Now straighten both legs, bend the front knee, have the back knee down to the floor. And walk the hands back so we're in table pose. Left leg out to the side. Left hand up, open up, reaching to the ceiling. Release back down. Take the right arm straight out and start to thread the needle. You can stand back up and now start off in mountain pose. Arms by your side. Don't let the weight go into your toes. Inhale, breath up, energy up to the ceiling, and forward fold. Step back with the right foot, lower knee down to low lunge. Put your toes under and back and step back into plank. Release into a reverse push-up. Glide hands forward, coming up into cobra. Slide the hands back, tuck your toes under, and come up into downward facing dog. This is Shavasana, corpse pose. perfectly still. Deep inhale breath. On the exhale, release any physical tension, any pain or discomfort. Wiggle your fingertips and take in energy through the toes. Bring your knees up. I hope this was relaxing for you. We'll see you next time.